APECO. This is the third or fourth meeting, if I'm not mistaken, is now resumed. It was suspended last time. And the chair would now like to hear from the committee secretary whether the documents that I requested last time have been produced.
Chairman. Yes, I confirm that the documents have been produced. It has been turned over directly to Mr. Milky to your by APECO representative Anthony Valencia, sir.
Yeah, can you please delineate which one they are? Did they give everything that I was requesting? That's your job, you know.
Yes, sir.
The directive was
The sorry, sir. The items that they submitted are the financial statements of the locators, itemized sources of income of APECO, identifying those which were halted, the list, job description, and other details of the 131 contract of service personnel of APECO. The breakdown of the 18 million budget for salaries of the contract of service personnel of APECO as to the source, whether it is from GAA or from APECO's income from operations. That is all, sir.
What about Mr. Aldaba's opinion on whether their board can sit together as an investor and as a board member? Have you forgotten that?
Sir, no, it's part of our checklist for their submissions. But
You did not
sir,
report
the
that.
submission, sir.
You did not report on that. You only reported what you wanted to report.
Apologies, sir, but the submissions were directly coursed to your officer, and it was not passed
That
to
is,
the
that is
LDRMO.
very unorthodox. You are the committee secretary. You are supposed to be the official repository of all submissions, and we just get a copy of what you receive. Isn't that correct? Otherwise, why would I
Yes,
need a
sir.
committee secretary for the budget for this for APECO? Is that
Yes, sir, yes.
well? You better get it back and report to me directly. In the meantime, I will proceed. There is allegations against Mr. Aldaba, and I am waiting for the response of Mr. Madukdok on the matter of some immigration irregularities. Inventory of kasiguran located PPEs or new target schedule. Have you submitted that, Mr. Madukdok?
Good afternoon po, Honorable Chairman.
Please proceed. We're in a hurry here.
Opo. Yun pong with regard po
Very
dun
small
sa,
conversation. Go
in,
ahead.
connection, in connection po dun sa Board of Directors na conflict of interest, dahil representational naman po yung Board of Directors member namin, but this is a board matter, I will bring this up to the board meeting of APECO on Thursday to get the opinion with regard to the conflict of interest on APECO locators that are part of the Board of Directors, Your Honor. And with regard naman po, Honorable Chairman, dun po sa kay Attorney Aldaba, allegation that there are some irregularities in the Bureau of Immigration. I have no idea about this, but when I check on the appointment papers of Attorney Aldaba, it was cleared by the Civil Service Commission. And when I asked him if there are any charges or irregularities he did, the only thing that I found out in his PDS is that there is a simple neglect of duty that was the formal charge by the Bureau of Immigration, and there was a clearance from the Bureau of Immigration about his employment.
Can you send me a copy of that clearance? Neglect of duty is never simple, although it's technically they say neglect of duty or simple. This is any neglect of duty is considered serious.
Okay po. I will get po the clearance from, will provide you with the clearance of the immigration.
What about insurance, covered assets and costs? Have you ever that?
All the assets po are covered by insurance. There is a 15 million insurable properties which will have to be covered, Your Honor.
I don't know what you're saying. What 15 million for what?
There is a 15 million property not covered
Properties or
as of
property?
this time. This will have to be covered, Your Honor, but practically all the assets of APECO are covered by insurance, Your Honor.
Say practically, but which is not covered. Please stop. Let's get direct to the point. Answer the question. It's very simple.
135 million worth of property is issued, Your Honor,
Which
Yeah.
has not been covered by insurance then?
by GSIS, Your Honor.
Which has not been covered.
I have no listing of the 15 million insurable property, Your Honor.
You have no listing? You are the chairman.
Yes, but
Your Honor, if I may,
Mr. Valencia, do you have a listing of the 15 million?
yes, sir. The remaining 15 million insurable
Turn on your
assets
video.
that has not,
Turn on your video. Proceed.
the remaining 15 million po, yun na lang po yung natitirang hindi pa po na-insure namin of office equipments and ang big ticket item po doon is yung aming pong dalawang 600 kg
You're coming in choppy.
value of almost 8 million pesos. Sir.
I'm sure I cannot understand you. Repeat it slowly.
The remaining 15 million worth of PPEs that were uninsured are those office equipments in kasiguran, and bulk of it are the 600 BE jets na ginagamit po ng APECO.
Hindi na kita maintindihan sa bandang huli. You better move to another location. Move to another computer right away. Nakamute ka eh.
Remaining.
Nakamute ka.
And the rest po kasi, sir, is uninsurable.
Hello, sir. Opo.
Talagang napakahirap itong kausapin itong Aurora talaga.
Of
Maybe I should not give you a budget, ha? Mr. Madugdog, you're not ready.
I'm sorry po, but we have prepared.
Sorry is not enough. We've had 3 hearings on this small committee. You've not been able to answer the questions adequately.
Anthony, what is that 15 million insurable property that is not covered by insurance? You are choppy. Can you just text it so that we can give that answer to the good chairman, please?
You know, you don't have a
Sir,
speaking record.
am I clear now?
If I appear cross and I don't have to explain myself, it's because for the last decade, you have not produced any improvement, no progress. It is very uncomfortable for this representation to represent you in the plenary.
Ayun nga po sana, if we can clear po yung sinasabi natin na non-performance, because the first 7 years po, Mr. Chairman, is that from 2008, from the first year that the budget was given to APECO to year 2015, or 7 years, what APECO did was building of the road network and the buildings, but unfortunately, the infrastructure that were constructed were damaged by Typhoon Labuyo in 2013, even before it was turned over to APECO. And again, a second typhoon hit APECO in 2015.
Therefore, it was weakly constructed, right?
Yes,
Jeff,
Your Honor.
it was weakly constructed, correct?
We only repaired it in 2016.
No, you're not answering my question. Any construction of a road is based on specifications that it is supposed to accept all kinds and can resist all kinds of damage from typhoons or for that matter, any other damage. Kung hindi masama ang base course na, kung masama ang foundation, sisirain talaga yan.
Mr. Chairman, hindi po yung kalyang nasira, yun po mga
Ano nasira?
building.
Sabi mo
Yun
nasira
po-
yung infrastructure ng karsada kanina. I heard you say that.
Hindi po, yun nung building, sorry po.
Yung
Sorry
building.
po,
O,
kung-
ganun rin yung building. Paano nasira yung building? I've been to, you know, you're talking to a master of disaster, if I may brag about it. I've been everywhere in this country and I've seen, you know, places destroyed by disaster. In Bogo, they have a brand new building. Only the glass was shattered and the building remained intact. So do not tell me that one typhoon will destroy an entire building that you built. Either it was improperly designed, or there was some hanky-panky in the construction. I'm now really considering opening a blue ribbon investigation for you.
Your Honor, yun pong mga building were constructed. Not during my time po. I just took over po itong mga nasirang building na to. I joined the agency
Bother
po.
to inspect why nasira yun?
Hindi po ako nag-relinquish ng aking responsibility.
Hindi mo
But whatever
tinignan
po,
kung bakit nasira yun? Excuse me, let me answer you. When you came in and you saw this destruction, you didn't bother to investigate bakit ang bilis nasira?
according sa engineering po namin, tama po yung mga construction. Ano po? Yun pong parte ng pagkakakonstruct. Yung design, pati ho yung mga structural design. As per report po ng engineering namin, ito po ay
You know, when we, excuse me, Mr. Madokdok,
Opo.
when we build houses in the Red Cross, we calculate it to anywhere from 100 to 120 kilometer per hour winds. I have built 151,000 homes in this country, of small homes. And they are still standing, practically all of them. And I can show you the pictures.
Opo. Sorry po, I'm sorry po na hindi ko po kasi nga time nung kinonstruct yan. Ako po ay
That is not
nag-prepare
an
lang,
excuse,
no?
because it will be docked with you, because the proper thing to have done to protect yourself was to ask for an investigation why the buildings collapsed right away, and why you should not go after the engineers who built it and the construction company. Who built it? What construction company?
I think it's Canlaon Construction Company, Mr.
Where is it
Chairman.
based?
Anthony Valencia, can you give a background on the contract? Anthony?
The answer, Mr. Valencia, ikaw ata ang chairman eh.
Sir, the corporate campus, yung nasira po ng Baguio was constructed 2009, 2009 sir, latter part of 2009. And that the typhoon po nangyari po ng 2013 and 2015. Between those periods sir, hindi po na-repair yung building.
Long strike ng winds. Terrible.
Ang contractor po is the New Canlaon Construction Corporation, sir.
Do you listen to my questions? I said, where are they located? Are they locally based or from Manila or from somewhere?
No, sir. Ano, Mr. Chairman, from Manila po. New Canlaon Construction Corporation po.
And you didn't bother to find out whether they did it correctly. Is there a post-damage report?
Yes, sir. Actually, there's a COA report on the damaged buildings during that time, sir.
Submit a copy of that to the committee. If you don't submit it, I will not sponsor this.
Yes, sir.
I am
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we will
asking
submit it, sir.
questions that I may be asked. You understand? Do you understand?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
The procedure is we check your budget, and when we say we will recommend it, I will have to answer questions from the whole plenary on your budget. I do not want to have to answer in a very halting way the way you're doing it, all of you. As it is, you're still in danger of losing APECO. Only the memory of Senator Edgardo Angara Sr. that is saving you right now. I do not want you to lose your jobs. I have sympathy for all the people that have jobs there. I just want to make sure that you are doing it right. Do you understand, Mr. Israel Madukdok?
Chairman.
I'm not saying anything here na dapat hindi niyo maipaliwanag. The winds of Labuyo was 120 miles per hour. All right? I don't know what kind of construction it was. I assume it was concrete, correct? Was it totally destroyed, Mr. Valencia?
No, Mr. Chair, only the windows and the ceilings were destroyed during the typhoon, Mr. Chairman.
So it was not totally destroyed. But the way
Not
Mr.
totally destroyed, Mr.
explained,
Chairman.
nasira lahat. Oh, Mr. Madukdok, what is your answer? Hindi pala nasira yung buong building. Napagawa nyo na ba yon? Napagawa na ba?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Ginagamit na po yun ngayon, Mr. Chairman.
How much did you have it repaired for? Hirap ano? Hirap sumagot pag hindi
About
nag-aaral.
28 million.
Another 28 million.
About
How much?
28 million, Mr. Chairman.
Another 28 million was spent. How much was the
Yes,
original
Mr.
cost of the
Chairman.
building?
The original cost of the administration building roughly nasa 98 million po.
How much?
Yung
How much?
28
How
million,
much?
Mr. 90,
How much?
98 million, Mr. Chairman.
98 million. Nasira yung ceiling, nasira yung
8
salamin. 28 million.
million,
Tinastos
Mr.
nyo.
Chairman.
Is that what you would have us understand?
Including the roofing, Mr.
Doesn't matter.
The 28 million, Mr. Chairman, includes the 28 million, Mr. Chairman, includes not only the adding that cost to construct 98 million, but also it includes church. Tama rin po sila doon sa repair.
All right. I ask you also for your data on national government 2.2 billion investment via APECO revenues. Do you have that? Your revenue, I think, is about 17 million for the last 10 years out of a total of 2.2 billion. Is that correct, Mr. Anthony Valencia? Grabe talaga ito.
We from 2016 to 2020, Mr. Chairman, we got the revenue of around 20 million, Your Honor. 74 million, Your Honor. And for 20
maybe it's the way you're shaking the table kaya hindi ka makakonect.
got 8.2 million, 18.2 million.
Are these unfair questions, Mr. Madukdok? Your revenue generated since 2016 to 2020 is 2.2 billion government since 2008.
Mr. Chairman,
You are totally, awfully out of whack. You cannot use that communication system that you're using. Mr. Madukdok, are you still there? Chairman Madukdok, I will not consider that you were out of, you lost contact because all your people are still there. All right, then we will, I will report it as such. I am not going to report a favorable recommendation if you do not speak up now. COMSEC prepared that together with my staff. We're not going to submit a favorable recommendation on the budget and maybe a recommendation that the whole APECO be scrapped because of sheer incompetence and inability on the part of the management. They cannot even answer questions. And for the record, let me just point out, since 2008, you have come out with a 2.2 billion total government subsidy. And the revenue that you've shown is only 3.6% in the last so many years of the total government subsidy. By that alone, I should not recommend you. Di kayo nahihiya doon sa mga tao ninyo, di kayo makasagot, yung mga tao nyo umaasa sa trabaho nila. Yun lang ang consideration ko rito, saka yung memory ni Senator Angara, Sr. If you cannot answer simple questions, then all is lost.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, if I may, in behalf of President Madukdok, nagkaroon lang po siya ng connection problem. They currently restoring the internet connection in our office.
Mr. Chairman, sorry po, naputol po yung connection namin, Mr. Chairman. Sorry po. Sorry po.
My recommendation now is to not recommend the budget of the APECO and give you 1 peso for the whole year. Kasi you're
Pwede
not
po
able
po
to answer
mag-appeal,
the questions.
Mr. Chairman. Baka po naman pwede kami mag-appeal. In the first place
How
po,
many years have you been? 2008. Maybe it's not your time. 2008. Maybe you came in when? 2016?
Opo, 2016 lang po, pero
2008 to 2016. And since that time, you submitted a revenue of 72.7 million against a government subsidy of 2.2 billion. How do you justify that?
wala po talagang nangyari po dahil wala po tayong mga tamang infrastruktura. Ang natutuwa na lang po kami dahil despite po nakulang tayo ng infrastructure sa APECO, meron pong mga locators na tumaya po sa Aurora, ano po?
Wala pa nakatayo eh. Puro mga
Dragon.
laway eh. Yung building nyo, pinagamit nyo. Yung building na nasira, pinagamit nyo sa locator. Wala silang pinasok. So, laway lang. Katawan lang nila nilagay nila doon. And it is really for Pogo, correct?
Opo.
Wala na yung Pogo. Paano kayo mabubuhay ngayon?
Meron pa po tayong mga 5-7 locator na magtatayo po sila. Ito pong taon na papasok. Saka po ngayon, nagsisimula na po sila.
Magtatayo pa lang, di ba? Magsisimula pa lang. Yan ang mga salita mo.
Opo, nag-construct na po sila eh. Yun pong 2 kumpanya. At meron po kaming ini-expect. Ito nga pong Yongcheng, malaki po ito. Land-based casino naman po ito. So, we just hope na ito po ay magtuloy din kahit wala na po.
You know, I supported APECO. I even defended you against another senator who's no longer around. I fought for you. I built the first freeport in the country, and you followed suit. And I had dreams with Senator Angara, Sr., that this was going to happen. Even when you were being castigated and attacked by the people there, I stood by you. But you don't seem to understand that you have to produce and deliver. And I took over Subic, it was totally destroyed. Olongapo was totally devastated. I know you don't understand that because hindi ka naman lumalaban eh. Hindi ka marunong magpaliwanag. Humingi ng budget doon sa taas para meron kang vision na pagniniwalaan. Paano tayo magtitiwala sa taong walang tiwala sa kanyang ginagawa?
Yun po pinakita namin na prospective locators po. Ito po ay mayroong mga nakipagpirma na po sa amin yung lease contract. Kaya ang alam po namin ito ho ay magtutuloy.
Pwede matuloy yan. Kaya lang, wala na kayong budget. Kaya, di naman nyo kailangan budget para doon. Sila na maglalagay ng budget doon, di ba?
Kaya nga po nakikiusap kami kung pwede pong pagbigyan, ano po, Ngayon, kung at the end of the day po, let's say, kung itong taon na to, at wala akong mangyari talaga, wala ako kami magagawa because we're trying our best to
No,
attract this investor to locate in
cannot even
APECO.
answer simple
despite-
questions here.
Uh,
This is a small operation. You can't even show SWAT. You have so many employees here. You have casuals and you have regulars. How do I explain that to the plenary? You have 321 contract of services and consultants, 53 plantilla positions, some of which have not been filled. 33 have been filled. You're asking for a budget of 36.7 million for this? Swerte naman ninyo.
127 po ang COS namin at saka 39 plantilla position po. Bakit 39?
Session is suspended. Hearing is suspended. Can you call in view of my conversations with Senator Angara, I just called him just a while ago. We will, I think Senator Binay is going to propose something that I think will try to serve as a warning to all of you that you have to do well next year. You'll have to still go to the budget, but you're only going to get personal services budget. Is that correct, Senator Binay?
Yes,
You
Mr.
have
Chairman, we will move. Do I make the
the motion to move that only the
motion?
yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we approve for plenary deliberation the budget for personal services worth 34.672 million. I so move,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
There's no objection. The same is approved with this following explanation. This representation, along with Senator Binay, have been absolute in our support for APECO from the very beginning with Senator Edgardo Angara Sr. We believe in the vision, but unfortunately, since 2008, the folks that have been running it have not been really had a sense of urgency to make it happen. This should serve as a warning to you that if you do not do it, you may even lose the budget at plenary. It's very difficult for me to appear there and try to justify your budget with all the hang-ups that you have shown up here. So I will see you budget time at the plenary. And based on that explanation, you cannot even explain the insurance. You cannot even explain how a building that was built typhoons totally derailed you. You cannot even explain why up to now the startup are all promises that was promised to us last year. We're going to have start-offs of companies last year that was already promised, and so many other things. And so, having said that, this session is now uh, uh, adjourned unless you have any comments to make, Mr. Badokdok.
Yun na lang pong nagpapasalamat na lang po kami, Mr. Chairman, at kung po pwede pa nga pong i-appeal namin, ano po, at we will promise whatever can be done for APECO dahil wholeheartedly po, lahat naman po kami, gusto namin talagang maayos ang takbo ng APECO, pero sa mga nangyayari po, yung mga inabot po namin, mga kalamidad and what have you, at ito nga pong nagdaang pandemya, meron kaming 12 respective locators. Yung iba po dyan ay nakapirma na sa amin ng mga lease contract, and we hope that these investor locators will continue and hope
Prospective locators. You do not have locators. Only very few have signed up and only very few have started. And they're even using the administration building as their offices. And you have that tourist group that only has built 5 buildings so far. Is that correct? 5 houses, correct?
Yes po, Mr. Chairman.
Over and above that, there has been no actual economic activity. And the government at this time of the pandemic, and you said it, cannot afford to put in money that will not be properly utilized. So you can take your chances at the plenary. I'm sorry. I wanted to help you. I tried to help you. I had 3 hearings. That's not done. You can ask Senator Binay. But you never showed any intention, any clear vision that you were going to make it happen. So on that basis, with my thanks to Senator Binay for attending, I would like to adjourn the session, and the budget will be submitted as recommended to the plenary. Thank you all very much and have a good day. I do not want to chastise anybody. I wasn't chastising. It was merely to show you how exasperated I am because there is passion in my heart, along with, I'm sure, both Angaras. There's passion in their hearts, but you have got to deliver the goods with all your hearts as well. Thank you very much and good afternoon. Thank you, Senator Binay. Session